What's going on, guys? CWG here. Welcome to a brand new Gregtech New Horizons video. In the previous video, we made these shiny new Tinker's tools. Look at them. We got a crossbow so powerful, it's capable of taking us down by rows of hearts at a time. Let's see if we can catch the bolt. Ow! 75 damage. It brought us down to our orange hearts. But that just goes to show you how much health we have now. The fact that we can survive one of those bolts is amazing. In today's video, we're going to be making high voltage circuits and making the clean room so we can get even better circuits. We'll get more into that later, but to start off this episode, I thought we would do something fun together. You guys seem to enjoy the quest to getting more hearts in GTNH, and we have eaten a ton of foods now. Like, if I just pick a random vegetable here, I don't know, like potato, you can see that we have eaten a good portion of the foods in Pam's Harvest Craft. Like, I have been going ham and just making every single type of food that I can. But there is still a few foods that we're missing. When it comes to crops, we already have every single type of Pam's Harvest Craft crop in the game. Did I say Harvest Craft? I don't know, I'm gonna have to look at the recording. And we also have every single type of crop planted here, so we could just like do a run, pick up all the different ingredients, and make all the different combinations of food, including this bloodleaf crop that can only grow on soul sand. Kind of weird. We're also growing some wild carrots here using crop sticks. I forget what we needed them for. One of the food items specifically needed wild carrots. I'm also farming up this terrawort because it contains pre-contatio, which we can use to make thaumium. So I am working on spreading out our terrawort so we can get even more. But hey, once we start getting into high voltage, we can make the crop scanner, we can finally start leveling up our crops, which is going to be a whole episode within of itself. Like, the crop breeding process in GTNH is actually insane. Also, you guys remember this Ophinix that we got from killing the Lich? I was messing around with it and I discovered that it literally prints cobblestone out of thin air. We have no cobblestone in our inventory. It just prints it. And what's cool about it is you can still use it while you have your Tinker's tool in your hand. Because if you guys didn't know, if you right click with a Tinker's tool, it will use the item to the left of it, which means it goes all the way around to the Ophinix. So like if we're in the Nether or something and we need to pillar around, we could just go like boom, boom, and then like mine blocks without even having to shift your hotbar slot. So that's kind of cool. So I think I'll actually keep that in my hotbar. And it also works as a portable crafting table. What a weird item. All right, anyways, we're getting distracted. We have all the crops in the game. That's great. The thing that we're missing is all the saplings. Now, we put one of every sapling that we have collected so far into this chest. We have a good amount of them. And each of these saplings produces a different kind of fruit, which is used for different kinds of foodstuffs and things. But we're missing a few of them. I created a list here. We're only missing 4 of them. We need almond, cinnamon, mango, and permission? I don't even know what that is. But yeah, cinnamon is one of the big ones because there's a lot of different foods that require cinnamon in it. And until we find that sapling, I literally can't make any of these yet. So I think we're going to start off the video with some adventuring to find these saplings. Now, there's 2 different ways to get them. Once you have the fruit, you can craft it into a sapling, but we need to find the tree first to get the fruit. The other way to get them is through the farmer villager. The farmer villager has a chance to sell you a random sapling. I got some emeralds with me, and I'm gonna start exploring the world to see if I can find any of the saplings or any villages I haven't been to yet. I've already been to the village down here, and I've been to the village up here, which is where I got a good amount of the saplings, but we still need those 4 last ones. And the village that we started in, yeah, the villagers aren't here anymore. Don't look at me, I didn't do it. So I think I'm gonna explore up to our northwest, because I haven't explored up here yet, and hopefully we can find ourselves some of those saplings because I want to eat all the foods. If you look at our hearts here, we're actually into the pink hearts now, which is our 7th row of hearts. Yeah, hard to believe that we're working on our 7th row of hearts in GTNH when we haven't even made our first HV circuit yet. This is awesome. Well, I'm gonna cut back in if I find one of the trees we're looking for. Hey, sapling number 1 acquired. Mango sapling. Thank you, villager. Guys, I just found the most clutch villager ever. First of all, he gave us a pecan sapling. Pecan, however you want to call it. And apparently we have not eaten that yet. I must have missed that on the list, but that's going to give us some more food options. We can finally make pecan pie. And take a look at his 3rd trade. Finally, we get the almond sapling. That means the only thing that we're missing now is cinnamon. And I have been searching for hours. I mean, take a look at the map here. Here's the base. I went north. I've explored all of this area. Then I've went south and I've explored all this area. It's been insane. I'll make sure I put the sapling in my backpack for safekeeping. But we just need to find that dang cinnamon. Sir, do you have some cinnamon? I mean, I've just been like cycling their trades so that way I can unlock new stuff. Maybe it will be cinnamon. Nope. Well, I'll keep searching here for a bit longer, but like, if I don't find a cinnamon in like another hour, I'll probably just give up. Oh, but that's the one we need the most. Gosh dang it. All right, guys, I'm back at the base. We were unable to find cinnamon, sadly. I did so much exploring. I have to take a break. We gotta get back to Gregan. But there is something that I did find. Look at this chest. It's a persimmon. One of the ones we were missing. Apparently we had it the entire time. Wait, actually this is a different type than the other one. This is the Biomes of Plenty one. So we cannot make a sapling with this. Dang it. Well, that's fine. It's still an uneaten food. Also, apparently we did have pecans. It's just another thing that I did not eat yet. But we can plant our new fruit trees. Now, if we go outside here, you'll see all the different fruit trees that we have. We've planted one of each tree. The mission to get all the foods is going great. We really just need cinnamon now, and that's it. All right, here's our mangoes. Delicious. And finally, our almond sapling. Now, there's a chance when you bone meal them, they won't spawn any of the fruit blocks, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Nope, we got our almonds. Let's go. Let's throw our new foods in the fridge here. And can we make new stuffs and things? Oh yeah, look at all that new stuff. We can make almond butter. Mango chutney, whatever the heck that is. Mango juice, mango smoothie. Oh, yep. This is why you want to get all the different fruits, because you can make so much stuff with it. Look at that. 8 new foods. Can we fill up the rest of our pink hearts? Stay tuned. All right, back to our plans for today. So we want to do 2 things. We want to make better circuits and make circuits easier. The problem is every single machine that we want to make requires 2 circuits of that tier. Now, as you can see, there's different options for circuits. Right now, we are making the good electronic circuit because it's the only one we can do at the moment, but it's not ideal because it requires 2 LV circuits to make. But if we look at our Gregtech circuits page here, there's a cool little circuit overview to show you the full Gregtech New Horizons circuit tech tree. Look at this. So right now we are making these circuits in this column. And as you advance, you get better and better circuits and you start working your way to the right. If we look at the different MV circuits here, the one over here on the right can be made in one single step. No low voltage circuits required. This is what we want to work for. But you can see at the bottom that this needs clean room. So that's the goal of today. That's why we want to get the clean room. So we can make MV circuits without needing a cajillion of these LV circuits, right? Not only that, but if we get the clean room, if we scroll to the bottom here, we can make these microprocessors, which are super awesome because each recipe gets you 2 circuits instead of 1. Oh, that would be so nice. Now, there's actually another way that we can make circuits easier. The current way that we're crafting them is with these SMD resistors. Now, you can use a resistor or an SMD. I think SMD stands for small modular device or something. And the reason we can make the SMDs now is because we have polyethylene, which is why polyethylene is so freaking awesome, because each recipe gives you 16 resistors instead of all these other crappy recipes. Now there's actually one better recipe. Look at this. You could get a whole half a stack, but we need tantalum. Oh, how do we get that tantalum? It's so tantalizing. Well, as you probably guessed, we have to smelt tantalum dust inside of the EBF, but we need Kanthal level coils. That means we have to level up our coils, which is the first task for today. And if we look at our quest book here, there is a quest to make these Kanthal coils. They're made the same way as the cupronickel coils are, except you need that Kanthal. And you get Kanthal dust by mixing iron, aluminum, and chrome. Luckily, we got plenty of chrome. Good thing we set up that ruby juice last episode. And if we go to our electric blast ferni over here, I've already smelted up 3 stacks of Kanthal ingots. That's actually why we went exploring, because it took like 2 hours to smelt all this. So I thought might as well go exploring while we're waiting. Also, you have to cool it in a medium voltage chemical bath. So I moved the one that was over here, upgraded it, and now we can throw in our hot Kanthal, and it takes 1 minute to cool. Dang, if I would have realized that, I would have set this up earlier. Well, I guess while we're waiting for it to cool, we can make the other stuff we need for the coils. So I'll be back when I have that stuff. And there we go. We finally have enough Kanthal coils. We only had to wait like an hour and a half. but we got it. And now we can disassemble our cupronickel coils. Cupronickel, whatever you want to call it, and upgrade them to Kanthal. Now, the higher tier of coils are able to get to a higher temperature. Higher temperature not only means that it can smelt new materials, it will also make other recipes faster that require a lower temperature. Some of the times. There's like weird math that goes on. You just always want them, you know? And there we go. Hit the power switch. It's ready to go. I've already processed some tantalum. You get tantalum from the manganese vein, which we hadn't found yet, so I went exploring with our prospector, and boom, there's one up here. So now we got manganese for stainless steel and tantalite for tantalum. And look at that shiny blue dust. Let's smelt it to get our shiny blue ingots. It should work now. Yes! I mean, it takes 130 seconds, but it's gonna be worth it. Let's freaking go. Another thing we need the Kanthal coils for is solar grade ingots. So I'm hoping we have some extra solar grade silicon. Yes, we do. The quest wants us to get 4 of this stuff, so I will do that. And I'll jump back in when we have it. All right, we got our 4 solar grade silicon poly Si ingots. Why is the name so long? That's so silly. Next thing we gotta do is turn it into plates. There we go. Plates are a go. Oh, that gives us some dark beer. We haven't eaten dark beer yet. Perfect. We're getting new foods. Delicious. Do you think it's a Guinness? I don't know. Oh yeah, you can see some of the other new foods I made, like lemon lime soda, honey lemon lamb, apricot yogurt, refried beans. That's Bush's beans right there. And we are just gaining all the hearts. Look, we're already at 4 pink hearts. Can we gain another? No, not quite yet. Anyways, back to Gregan. We need to make transistors. 24 of them. I wonder, are we able to make the SMD version of the transistors yet? I mean, yeah, it just needs gallium foil. I mean, I'd much rather spend gallium than solar grade silicon, although gallium is kind of also a pain. Although I think 1 ingot gives 4 foils, so it's not too bad. Oh, there's another recipe that gives you 32 with tantalum, and we have tantalum now. So yeah, we're definitely going to use this method, but I think the quest wants us to make the basic transistors. That's fine. We just need some fine tin wire, which we don't have yet. And there we go, 24 transistors. And now we have all the things we need. We can finally get into the next tier of circuits. So the quest here wants us to make integrated logic circuits, which are the next tier of low voltage circuits. If you guys remember the thing here, we are making these circuits. Now, what's interesting about them, if you look at the recipe, they're actually more expensive than the other low voltage circuits. Like, we need these logic circuits, we need 2 diodes. If we look at the other recipe that we've been doing, it doesn't even require diodes. It uses vacuum tubes, which are cheaper because if you remember, diodes cost gallium arsenide, which is annoying to get. Although now that we have tantalum, we can do the recipe that gives us 16, so that's going to help us a ton. So basically, the only purpose of this tier of circuits is to get the HV circuits, because the previous ones were not able to do that. So let me gather all the stuff we need for this quest. Back sec. And check it out. We got our 16 more expensive LV circuits, but we'll be able to upgrade these to MV and then HV, which I assume is what the quest book is going to make us do. Let's check it out. Like, we can get diodes as a reward, but only 2 diodes? Like, that's so bad. I'll just take the loot bag. And here we go. We're gonna take our 16 circuits and upgrade them into 8 MV circuits. And gosh, each of those require 4 diodes. It's so expensive. Thank goodness we got tantalum now, or this would be way more painful. There we go. We got everything. Slide it in. And now we're getting the next tier, more expensive medium voltage circuits. Now, don't worry. This is like the most complicated circuit jump. None of the other circuit tiers have the weird, like, intermediate circuit tier like this one does. I don't even know, like, why it's programmed that way. It just is. We just need to skip this tier as quickly as possible so we could get the really good ones. 8 circuits, gimme. Let's go. And with that quest, I guess I'll take, just 1 circuit. Why would I just want 1 circuit? Give me the loot bag. I've been stockpiling the MV loot bags. Look, we're up to 28 now. I want to enchant all of them. And oh yeah, we're starting to get a good amount of liquid XP now. In one of these episodes, we're gonna have to do an enchanting spree. And actually, we got our first HV loot bag from one of the quests. So we'll have to enchant that as well. Look at that. HV circuits. We can finally make them. Oh, we just need some RAM and some integrated logic, but I'm pretty sure we already have that if we check our cutting machine here. Yes, we have RAM. We even need annealed copper bolts. Very fancy. And here we go. Slapping the ingredients. We're making high voltage circuits. Finally. How many hours did it take? 134 hours, and we're getting high voltage circuits. I mean, we weren't really rushing to get this stuff. I'm playing nice and casual, but we're finally doing it. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. The HV circuits, they only require one of the previous tier, so I don't know why the quest book made us do 8 MV circuits. The world may never know. Here we go! 4 high voltage circuits! The most expensive thing in our base. Look at it. Oh, I can't throw it because our magnet's on. Look at it. Step forward. One small step for humanity. One giant leap for Greg kind. Look at that, Stircat. You ever seen a high voltage circuit? Look at him.
Is that the most expensive thing we have in our base?
Uh-huh.
No, that's me.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You are covered in diamond. Alright, if we look at the quest book here, we've unlocked the high voltage tier. The quest wants us to make a hull, but we'll get back to that. Did we unlock the quest to make the clean room yet? No, we've not. We gotta do the you're gonna hate this quest first. Oh, which is right here. Okay. So we should be able to make an HV hull pretty easily. High voltage uses gold cables instead of copper cables like medium voltage use. I'm gonna have to make another work table. I like having a work table for each voltage tier. We got the low voltage one, the medium voltage one, so now we're gonna need a high voltage one. Luckily I already made up some stainless steel plates. Pop them in on circuit 8, you get a hull. Let's grab some gold wires here and throw it into our wire assembly machine. I always like to keep one low voltage assembly machine around just to make wires. I just keep it on circuit 24. I put a chemical reactor next to it that makes the rubber, pushes it in. Looks like it needs more rubber dust, I think. Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of rubber dust here. I've been centrifuging slime to get all the rubber so we can load that guy up. And we can grab our gold cable. And we got ourselves a high voltage machine hull. Nice. Now what's cool is with this texture pack, it makes it look like the color of stainless steel, which I think is kind of neat. And we get another HV loop bag. Okay, I want to open up one of them without enchanting because what kind of stuff can we get from them? Oh yeah, there's some good stuff in there. You could even get a jetpack if you're really lucky. All right, let's see what we get. Fence gates. Alright, yeah, we're gonna have to enchant these so we don't waste them. I just need to like AFK at our base for a bit so we can get more liquid XP. No, what I actually need to do is we need to level up all of our experience or berry crops. Although we can get into crops very soon. The reason I haven't gotten into leveling up crops yet is because I want to make this portable scanner first, and that requires HV circuits, which we can make now, so we can actually get into crops. But I'm not gonna do that this episode. We already got plenty we gotta do this episode. So here we go. You're gonna hate this 1 through 4. We gotta make the HV pump, piston, robot arm. Yeah, you guys have seen this before. It's all the same stuff. The only thing different in high voltage is that instead of aluminum, you need stainless steel. Instead of copper cable, you need gold cable. And the motors require electrum wire, 4x electrum wire. So that's a lot of gold and a lot of silver. Getting gold is kind of a pain at the moment. Silver's not too bad. We can get that in the twilight, and then more stainless steel, magnetic steel. So like, it is kind of expensive. Well, when it comes to gold mainly, and stainless steel, but we should be able to do it, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm back. We made a new work table for the high voltage components, so let's go ahead and make ourselves a pump, make ourselves a conveyor, don't forget about the piston, and the super expensive robot arm. Just need to grab a few more gold cables, and there we go, a robot arm. It is gonna consume one of our HV circuits, which kind of sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do for the quest book. And what do we get for all of our hard work? We get a little bit of stainless steel and electrum back. I'll take it. And now that we've completed this, it has opened up a lot of paths. Ooh, there's a lot of good ones. We can start working our way to the phosphorus-doped monocrystalline silicon, which will give us even more wafers, which will be nice. And you see that one right there? We can start working on the rocket to go to the moon now and get some crazy ores. Man, I can't believe we're almost to the moon already. That's kind of crazy. There's the HV assembler. We're definitely going to want that. Oh, there's just so many things we're going to want. And, oh, getting our first platinum. In high voltage, getting platinum, you have to do it like a really inefficient method, which is using the blast furnace to turn 3 dust into 2 nuggets, which is really bad. But later in extreme voltage, you'll be making the plat line, which I don't even want to get into now. But let's just say it involves a lot of chemistry. But this should also unlock the clean room quest. Yes, and this thing is going to be expensive. Well, let's look at the controller block. The controller block itself isn't too bad. It only requires 1 circuit. We still have 3 left over. We're going to need some of these filters, which is zinc, steel, and polyethylene. That's not too bad. What is going to be bad is the 76 plascrete blocks that we're going to need. Each one of these is a black steel frame blocks. You also need concrete, which isn't as bad, and same with the polyethylene. But we're going to need so much of this black steel. And how do you get the black steel dust? Well, you just mix steel, nickel, and black bronze. How do you get black bronze? You mix electrum and copper, then you get electrum by mixing gold and silver. It's like a 3-layer nested mixer recipe. And in fact, I've already made a JEI calculation thing over here on the left side of the screen. You can see we're going to want 76 plascrete blocks, which means we're going to need 76 black steel frame blocks. And we're going to need all other kinds of things like 76 polyethylene bars, 11 buckets of concrete, and yeah, you can see down here we're going to need 152 black steel dust, which means we're going to have to mix all these different dusts. Yeah, that's going to be a process. We're also going to need filter machine casings, which is more item filters, more stainless steel. We're going to need reinforced glass, which we've actually made before. It's used in the solar boilers that are out on the balcony. So yeah, I mean, how bad could it be, right? You know, before I start endlessly grinding this, let's enchant our 2 HV loot bags and see if we get something good. We just need a couple HV motors. Hopefully we have enough material left to do it. Oh no, we need more electrum wire. Do we have any more in here? No. The amount of electrum you need for HV components is insane. Honestly, it's easier to make the stainless steel than it is to make the absolute butt ton of electrum that you need. All right, we got 2 motors. Let's grab ourselves 40 levels real quick. Our tank is almost full of XP now, so we gotta burn these levels. And there we go. Time to print some books. There we go. That's 1 enchanted HV and 2 enchanted HV loot bags. Let's look at that stuff that we can get. I'm really hoping we get like a jetpack. That'd be really cool. Ooh, the PTFE would be nice. Honestly, there's a lot of really good stuff in here. All right, loot bag number 1. We get 16 bookshelves and some stainless steel fluid pipes. I honestly don't really need the small pipes, so we're just gonna throw that straight into the arc furnace to melt down into stainless steel. All right, maybe we'll get something better in this loot bag. We get 4 liquid transfer nodes. Well, there's a quest for that, so I guess it's not the end of the world. We get an LV loot bag, and what does that give us? A hammer. Wow, don't really need those anymore now that we have Mana Steel. Here, we got 1 extra Fortune 3 book. I'll enchant up a MV loot bag and maybe we'll get something exciting from there. Maybe some moss. We get more Argentina seeds. Gosh, my luck has not been the best. All right, I can't put it off any longer. It's time to craft the clean room. Let's go. And finally, after hours of crafting, we got it. We got the clean room. Let's go. So I've made a secret room for the clean room. Do you see it? Oh, that's right. There's actually a secret elevator right here in the floor. So if we go down, boom. Welcome to the clean room. All right, it's a bit cramped. Let me step outside here. There you go. Now it's easier to see. It's basically a big box. Well, more like a little box. And it's gonna be incredibly clean in there. So clean that there is 0 dust particles. Because if any dust particles get on our circuits, it will ruin it. Now, let me show you how this thing works. First of all, I think there is a quest to hold this diode that I put in the wall there. Yep. There we go. So basically, you need to power this thing in two ways. First of all, we have a low voltage gas turbine, which is powering a energy hatch right there. That powers the clean room block itself, and that's what keeps it clean. The next thing we gotta do is pass power into the clean room, so that way we can power machines. As you can see, I moved our precision laser engraver and our cutting machine in here, because these two things I know are gonna need clean room. We're also going to need to put the medium voltage circuit assembler in here. Also, I don't know if I showed this off before, but you could make this thing called an item holder and right click it onto a machine, and check this out. It can hold all our different colored lenses in here, and if you open the machine, it shows up right here. You click it, boom, you got access to all your different lenses. You can swap them out. I believe they added that in the 2.7 update, I think, because I do not remember this being a thing before. You just have to craft it with a stainless steel plate, iron chest, and boom, you can hold 15 items on the side of a machine. It's useful for like extruder molds, alloy smelter, fluid solidifier. Yeah, super cool item that's added. The devs have been on fire recently. So, how do you pass power into the clean room? Well, you just need to use a diode. We have a 4 amp medium voltage diode, meaning we're able to pass 4 amps into the clean room. So we're going to have the diode here, and we're going to have a battery buffer right underneath pointing into it. So that way we can buffer 4 amps of power in these batteries. It's basically a way to cheap out on gas turbines, because now we can supply 4 amps while only charging it with 1 amp, because those machines aren't going to be running all the time. So we don't need 4 gas turbines. We could get away with 1 and a battery buffer. Nice hack. Anyways, let's put this clean room controller on and see if this thing works. See if I set it up properly. You can see the filter machine casings are on the top. That's what sucks the air out and filters it. I believe in real life clean rooms, they cycle through all the air inside the clean room like every 20 seconds. It's pretty wild. And it looks like the structure did form. I also have the maintenance hatch facing inward, which is pretty cursed, but this way I could deliver it maintenance nice and easy by right clicking it. So I think we can restart it now, and it says clean room running. Okay, and you can and it ran out of power, huh? Does it need 2 amps of power to clean? Let me investigate this. Let's try to turn it on again and see how much power. Oh yeah, it does 40 EU per tick. That's more than 1 LV amp. Oops. It's okay. This should be a relatively easy fix. We just need to put a wire here, put a couple low voltage gas turbines here, point them into the wire, attach the said wire, and we can hook it up with 2 pipos. Alright, now will you turn on and work, please? And there we go. It looks like it's working. Every 9 seconds, it gets 1% clean. So that's going to take a little bit to clean, but once it's fully cleaned, we should be good. Because we're using elevators to get in and out of this thing, we shouldn't have to worry about the percentage going down. You see how it went down there? If you open the door, it can actually get less clean. So that's why we're going to be using the elevators. And yes, there is an elevator underneath this lamp. You can actually put lamps on the elevators and still use them. Pretty cool. I almost forgot to remove this cobblestone. I added some walls here, so that way when you're inside the clean room, you get the illusion like you're in this cool little basement area, but in reality, you're just under the floor. It's like you're in the Truman Show. You got no idea you're not just under the floor. But yeah, this is gonna slowly clean. You want it to get to 100%, because if it's not at 100%, it is a chance to void recipes, which would be very bad, to say the least. Oh yeah, there's one last thing we need to do to this guy. If we right-click it with a needs maintenance cover, it'll output a redstone signal whenever it has maintenance issues, because this thing's going to be running all the time. It's probably going to run into maintenance issues sooner or later, and we're going to want to know when it happens. Because if it runs into maintenance issues, it could also void items, and we don't want that. So let's put a howler alarm on top of it, and it should emit a loud noise whenever it needs maintenance. What? You guys want to hear what it sounds like? Fine. I'll go grab a lever. All right, you ready to hear how obnoxious this thing is? Listen. Oh yeah. It is very loud. Now let's see how far away we can hear it. Will we be able to hear it from our base over here? Oh yeah, we can. That alarm sound has insane range. So we will definitely be alerted whenever it goes off. Alright, we need to turn it off. It's so loud. It sounds like it's about to have a reactor meltdown or something. I mean, it is from the nuclear control mod, so that does make sense. Oh, you can actually up the range on the alarm too. Wait, what's the sci-fi one? Alright, let's hear what the sci-fi one sounds like. Oh, okay. You guys will have to let me know in the comments which of the alarms do you like better. Do you like the default one or the sci-fi? And it looks like there's extra slots. I bet you could upload your own alarm sound in like the config files. That would be hilarious. Oh, look at that. We just gained another pink heart. We're almost at a full row of pink hearts now. I've been eating all the different types of jelly sandwiches. If we look up jelly sandwich, check this out. There's a jelly sandwich for like every type of fruit in the game. And now that we have every single type of fruit, I mean, the only stupid tree we're missing is cinnamon. But yeah, you can craft the sandwiches. You just need some butter, like peanut butter, almond butter. That's easy to make. It's just a mallet and a chestnut or a peanut or something. And then you need the jelly, which is sugar, some type of fruit, and a saucepan. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention it. The way we're getting honey is because I set up a couple beehives over here. We got some apiaries by looting the villages. Some villages have like the apiary houses in them, and you could get free apiaries. You could put the bees in here. They'll do their breeding thing, and they'll give you honeycombs, and honeycombs you can centrifuge to get honey. I'm using an Ender.io conduit with the self-feed mode on, so that way when the bees go into the output slot, it just cycles them back in. We'll definitely get more into bees later. I just wanted to set up basic things so that way we can get honey. And with honey, we can get all different types of food items. Check that out. Pretty useful. They also spawned these flowers everywhere, which I guess I'm cool with. Look. It spawned goldenrods. Remember when we had to go find those in like episode 2, I think? That's hilarious. All right, well, now that we have the clean room, we actually have to do something with the clean room. Otherwise, it's pretty useless, huh? If we look back at our quest book here, there's a quest to make. The medium voltage circuit assembler, which we have not been able to make up till now because it requires HV circuits. The circuit assemblers always require a circuit of the next tier. We're also going to need 2 conveyors, an emitter, and a robot arm, so it's gonna be extremely expensive. But if you check it out, we have exactly 2 HV circuits left. One went into the clean room, and one went into the HV robot arm that we needed for that quest. So we have exactly enough HV circuits left. I wonder if that's why the quest book had us make 4. Is the quest book actually smart? Whoa. I'm gonna craft these MV components, and I'll be back. And here we go! Medium voltage circuit assembler! Finally! We finally got it! And with this guy, we'll finally be able to make the cheaper circuits. Oh, and there's the quest to make the microprocessors. I discussed this earlier. That's the guy that will allow us to make 2 low voltage circuits at the same time. It says we need the empty plastic circuit board quest, which I believe is over here. I mean, this should be pretty easy to make. We have polyethylene now. So I'm gonna work my way down the quest book a little bit, and we'll make our fresh new circuits together. How about that? All right, guys, check it out. We're doing our very first clean room recipe. We are making CPUs, which does require clean room with the laser engraver. And there's like 63 different like combinations you could use. Luckily, there's a little button you can press here, and it tells you all the different types of lenses you can use, and it puts like the easiest one on the left, which is diamond lens. And we already had a few diamond lenses, so pretty cool. It also shows you like all the different things that you can do inside of the laser engraver for the given lens. Man, you gotta love the JEI add-ons. All right, so this should be cutting us up some CPU chips. Look at that. Quest complete. And now if we throw all these things together, we're doing it. We're freaking doing it. I mean, look how cheap this is. I set up like the recipe of all the stuffs and things we need on the left. Now that we have tantalum, making these SMD components are like stupid cheap. Everything in the recipe is cheap now. Making LV circuits is no big deal. And we get 2 at a time. You gotta love technological advancements. Now the next quest we gotta do is make the cheap medium voltage circuits. And if you pay close attention here, you no longer need diodes for this recipe. So you don't have to worry about getting gallium arsenide, which is another good part about these circuits. So I'm gonna make another recipe chain on the left here. And just look at how cheap this is. No low voltage circuits required. Like if we wanted to make 16 of them, no big deal. You just need a stack of each of the SMDs, some fine red alloy wire, and some CPUs. And there we go. We got our microprocessor low voltage circuits. Quest complete. All that work to make the clean room and all this stuff is finally paying off. I mean, that's what Gregtech New Horizons is about. You spend hours grinding for something, and then right when you're about to lose your motivation, you finish it, and then it's all worth it. So I'm gonna get enough materials to make 8 MV circuits for now, but later I'm definitely gonna batch craft a whole bunch of these. And I got all the stuffs and things. Throw it in. Yes. We're finally making it. We finally have access to the best medium voltage circuits in the game. Not to mention, we're going to be able to go to HV, EV, and even IV with this circuit tier. I mean, if we look a bit forward in the quest book here, you can see that's where we're going to be heading. But for now, let's grab our nice, fresh, shiny circuits, get our quest complete. Look at that. That means we've completed Up Coils, we made HV circuits, and we have finished the clean room. The quad EBF, I'll work on in between episodes because we're out of time for today's video. Next video, we're going to continue working down the circuit tree. I'm probably going to go for this as well. And I guess we're going to have to start thinking about going to the moon soon. That's pretty wild. Catch you guys in the next one. CWG out.